The importance of Ezra Bridger's new lightsaber is quite understated. While yes, it now holds the emitter shroud that once belonged to Kanan Jarrus, as a replica of Kanan's own emitter has now been implemented into Ezra's new hilt design. The crystal itself signifies something great about Ezra Bridger and who he represents as a Jedi. More importantly, a class of Jedi that has been around for hundreds of years, and a perfect complement to another Jedi in the known galaxy, currently known as Grand Master Luke Skywalker. But why is the brand new color of Ezra's lightsaber in blue so significant? Why did he add a green lightsaber that Sabine later claimed? And where did Ezra get his green crystal to create the second lightsaber after his first one was destroyed by Lord Vader? Well, my friends and acolytes of the Force, welcome back to the channel, and today we have a brand new video. A video that will detail the importance of Ezra Bridger's blue lightsaber, the change in his mindset, why Ezra represents the perfect Jedi Guardian and Luke the perfect Jedi Counselor, and why Ezra Bridger was always meant to wield the blue blade. Ezra Bridger's original lightsaber was also blue in coloration. Interestingly though, Ezra didn't get a chance to imbue upon the crystal as many Jedi do. Instead, he passed the trials within a Jedi temple on Lothal, being led by Grandmaster Yoda himself from afar, projecting himself into the mind of Ezra Bridger from Dagobah, teaching him just as he would come to teach Luke some 8 years later. When Ezra Bridger proves that he has overcome his abandonment issues and wants to pursue the path of a Jedi, a blue kyber crystal is presented to him, a gift from the Grand Master after Ezra passed his initial trial, showing that he was in fact worthy to embrace the path of a Jedi. Most Jedi though would get the opportunity to imbue upon a clear kyber crystal if they ventured to the world of Ilum. On Ilum, most of the kyber crystals were clear until a user of the Force imbued their own energy and stance within the Force into the crystal, at which point a color that was representative of their own stance in the Force would result, most of the time either blue or green. But the difference between a blue and a green lightsaber represented the different classes of Jedi in a Guardian and a Counselor, with the roles and holy duties of each the Guardian and the Counselor being equally vital to the success of the Jedi Order and protection of the wider galaxy. After Ezra's lightsaber was cut in half on Malachor by Darth Vader, we would see Ezra Bridger with a brand new green lightsaber. However, there is no mention in Star Wars Rebels Season 3 how Ezra got this green kyber crystal or even how he constructed this new hilt. However, the prominent running theory is that Kanan and Ezra together purchased a green kyber crystal on the black market, as Jedi artifacts and kyber crystals were extremely rare and went for sizable amounts of money underground. The reason we believe Ezra actually attained this green kyber crystal on the black market is because of how much Ezra exemplifies what it means to be a Jedi Guardian, the wielders of the blue blades. Guardians care more for the safety and stability of the galaxy than any other classification of Jedi, and Ezra cares more for both these two things than nearly any other Jedi we've seen in quite some time. He values his friends and protecting them over nearly anything else, and he uses the Force to achieve those ends. That doesn't mean that Ezra doesn't have a grasp of the deeper meanings of the Force, simply he uses the Force to protect the innocents as a true Guardian. To the Guardian, the blue represented a solidarity, and spent much of their time developing their martial skill in the Force, as well as put a much bigger emphasis on lightsaber combat. They were the front line of defense against evildoers in the entire galaxy, and while the Counselors stayed back at the temple meditating on the mysteries of the Force, the Guardians were on the front lines protecting the innocent. They did not withdraw like the Counselors do, like Luke Skywalker is doing, to contemplate on the wills and calls of the Force and attempting to reconstruct a brand new Jedi Order. This is the role of Luke and the role of a Counselor, to study upon the Force and to listen to it intently. While Guardians do the same, they take far more active roles in the galaxy as a sort of holy police force. This represents Ezra Bridger to a T. He is the truest form of a Guardian, and he's extremely important now because he's presumably the only known Jedi Guardian in the known universe. But back to Ezra Bridger's second lightsaber and green crystal. I believe that Ezra obtained this crystal on the black market, and that its original owner was the Jedi Master Cere Junda, one of the main characters in the Jedi Fallen Order series. Cere's first lightsaber was green, and after escaping the torture of the Imperials, she was forced to remove her kyber crystal, selling it on the black market in order to settle some of Grease's debts with the Haxian brood. Although she decided to keep the hilt of her lightsaber, the two desperately needed money, and Cere had no intentions at the time to bring up her lightsaber against the Empire anytime soon. therefore decided to sell her precious Jedi crystal for whatever credits she could get. It's clear that Ezra's own alignment with this lightsaber was nowhere near as strong as his original blue crystal. This is part of the major reasoning why he ultimately decided to hand it off to Sabine. In the recent Star Wars comics, Luke Skywalker experienced something similar. After using a yellow lightsaber of the Jedi Temple Guards for some time and having the yellow crystal be cracked, Luke Skywalker was forced to obtain more kyber crystals. When he eventually found an expert on lightsabers, Luke expressed that although he liked the yellow crystal, that he had never felt a strong connection to it, going on to mention that he felt a far stronger bond with Anakin Skywalker's original blue blade. But there was still always something off about it. Although it was close, it was still not entirely Luke Skywalker. But this is when Luke got an opportunity. Luke was granted a clear kyber crystal and attempted to imbue upon it. What's extremely intriguing about this though, is when Luke attempted to imbue the crystal with his own essence, he was having a difficult time at first, similar to the difficult time that Ezra was having within the Jedi Temple on Lothal. But the same individual that would aid Ezra in his quest to obtain a kyber crystal also arrived in a vision to the young Skywalker. Grandmaster Yoda told Luke that he was very proud of him and hoped that he would eventually end up being a Jedi and completing the path. However, Luke Skywalker admitted deep doubt within himself. More than this, even questioning the very teachings of Yoda. Because of this, Yoda gave him a little bit of an extra boost, revealing that deep down, although Luke doubted himself, that Yoda believed that if he followed the Jedi path, he would one day be able to defeat his father and the Emperor. And in this moment, this clear kyber crystal turned green, with this being the first sign that Luke was accepting his current path as a Jedi consular. Something that cannot be understated is the importance of having both within the galaxy, both consulars as well as guardians. While the guardians go out and protect the innocents firsthand, it is just as important for the counselors to understand and study the flow of the Force, to learn how to use it, how to aid the guardians and the innocents from afar. Hundreds of years ago, before the Jedi Temple on Coruscant was established, it came to an agreement that the two most worthy guardians, becoming known as Jedi warriors, and the two most worthy Jedi consulars, becoming known as the Jedi sages, would come together. The four of them together, erecting the beautiful Jedi Temple on Coruscant, united as sage and warrior. Now though, that same path continues with Ezra Bridger and Luke Skywalker. Ezra is the warrior, the new class of Jedi that represents the Guardian in this brand new era of lore. Luke Skywalker, the Grand Master, is the consular, the sage, dedicating to protecting the galaxy from at this point in time afar as he reconstructs the Jedi and ponders upon the Force itself, where Ezra will raise arms against Grand Admiral Thrawn directly as a guardian, the two of them opposite sides of the same coin. But anyway, my friends, what are your thoughts on this? And do you enjoy these type of videos? If you do and are interested, we could also make a video on what it means to be a Jedi Ronin such as Ahsoka Tano, a new era of the Jedi class of Sentinel, if you will. If you're interested in that at all, be sure to let us know in the comments down below. And as always, my friends, may the Force be with you.